Bonjour, bienvenue. Welcome to another tutorial by Madame Carole. Today we're going to continue our web series on the subjunctive in French. So this will be part 2. So we're going to review a little bit about what we did last video and then continue on talking more about our formation and how we form the subjonctif with our irregular indicative verbs. Qu'est-ce que c'est ce subjonctif? So what is the subjunctive? So first and foremost, we have this table that we saw last video that shows the different moods and tenses in French. So the primary mood that we speak in is the indicative. So this is our facts. So we have present, indicative, future simple, passé composé, imparfait. All of these tenses that we already learned have been in the indicative. It's things that are happening, that will happen, that happened, or that were happening. So this was fact, things that actually happened. Conditionnel is conditional. So this is what would happen or what would have happened for conditionnel passé if some other requirements were met. And then we have the subjonctif. We have this subjunctive mood, which really shows doubt, is kind of the very basics of what is subjunctive. There are different tenses in subjunctive, but we're just doing subjonctif au présent. So knowing that it is a mood and not really a tense of verb is important to remember. And we say that subjunctive is odd. So it shows obligation, desire, or doubt. So if I am saying that it is necessary to do something, or if I want you to do something, or if I doubt that you'll do something, these are all going to use subjonctif because I'm showing obligation, desire, or doubt. Thus far, we've used the subjunctive with il faut que plus change of subject. So we reviewed last video, il faut plus infinitif, it is necessary to do something, which applies to everyone. Il faut protéger l'environnement. It is necessary to protect the environment, not just for you or just for me, but just in general for people, it is necessary to do something. Il faut que plus change of subject expresses that obligation towards a certain someone or some people. So il faut que tu fasses les devoirs. So it is necessary that you do your homework. I'm no longer talking in general terms, but I'm talking to someone specifically. And so because I have the change of subject, I'm going to use the subjunctive afterwards. So il faut que plus change of subject is going to use the subjunctive. So we have 3 subjunctive indicators, and we can use il faut que as an example. So first we have a verb phrase in the indicative expressing obligation, desire, or doubt. So here we have il faut, falloir, to be necessary, showing that obligation. And then you have to have que to tie the 2 clauses together. Il faut que, and then your subject change. So for example, I could never use je veux que je, I want that I. We would use it in French, we would just use the infinitive. Je veux aller au théâtre, par exemple. So we have to have that subject change. If we have a verb phrase that is odd, que and a subject change, the following verb will always be in the subjunctive. So comment peut-on former le subjonctif? So how do we form the subjunctive? So as review, la formation. First we have to find our stem, le base. And the first question we have to ask is, where is our subject? Is it in the boot or is it nous vous? That is the main question. If our subject pronoun, je, tu, il, elle, on, il, elle, pluriel, is in the boot, then we need to take the form of il pluriel in the present indicative, take off our ENT, and that's how we're going to find our stem. If our subjunctive subject is nous or vous, we're going to go to the nous form, present indicative, take off our ONS, and that's going to be our stem for nous and vous. We saw last video that most regular verbs will have the same stem. Some change, like our stem changers, for example. And we're going to continue to see how a lot of verbs have something called a double stem. If, however, you use this rule, where is your subject, to find your stem, there will only ever be 9 irregular subjunctive verbs. So if you follow this rule, it's so much easier than trying to remember which ones have double stems, which ones have single stems. If you follow this rule every single time, you'll get it 9 times out of 10. De, ajouter les terminaisons, and then we have to add our endings to our stems. And our endings are es, ions, iez, ent. You're missing our there in the corner. And we're going to add these endings. Again, if you follow these 2 steps, you're going to form 99% of the subjunctive. So if we review really quickly, we have our regular ER verbs like parler, goes to the il pluriel form, it's part, take off, for nous parlons, take off your ONS and it's part. So it doesn't really change. However, our stem changers do. So we have ils achètent with our accent grave, but nous achetons, take off your ONS, it's achet. Appeler, ils appellent, nous appelons. So we're going to have a double stem there too. And then renvoyer, your YER verbs. You're going to have your I in the boot and then your Y for new and boot. Our regular IR verbs, don't forget your ISS en français. Le maigris, nous maigrissons, so it's going to be ISS at the end of all of those. Our type 2 IR verbs like dormir, sortir, partir, again, just taking off those endings. And les verbes réguliers en RE are regular RE verbs, which there's not a whole lot, but there are a couple. Like attendre, ils attendent, take off your ENT, nous attendons, take off your ONS. Again, review from last video, easy peasy. For our irregular verbs in the indicative, so prendre, devoir, pouvoir, things like that, we're going to follow the same two steps. If they follow these same two steps, we're going to be okay. So for example, we'll take the verb prendre. Prendre. Yeah, it's an RE verb. It's a third group irregular verb. If our subject for subjunctive is in the boot, je, tu, il, elles, on, il, elle pluriel, we're going to go to the il pluriel in the indicative prennent, take off your ENT, and your stem for the boot becomes prennent. However, for nous and vous, we're going to go to the new form, prenons, take off your ONS, and it becomes prennent. So here we can see, double stem. But if you just always do a double stem, then you don't have to worry about knowing which ones are and which ones aren't. Recevoir, also a double stem in the subjunctive. Ils reçoivent, nous recevons. So here we have two different stems. Venir, ils viennent, take off your ENT. Nous venons, take off your ONS, double stem. Boire, same thing. Ils boivent, take off your ENT, it becomes boivent. And nous buvons, take off your ONS, and it becomes buve. Croire, ils croient. Nous croyons. And then devoir, ils doivent. Nous devons. So here we can see there are quite a few verbs that have this double stem. But if we always follow those two steps, then we're going to get both stems anyways. So let's see how this actually looks all put together. Apprendre, to learn. Apprendre. Ils apprennent is our il pluriel form. Nous apprenons is our new form. Take off our ENT, take off our ONS to find our stem, and then add those same exact endings. Que j'apprenne, que tu apprennes, qu'ils apprennent, que nous apprenons, que vous appreniez, qu'ils apprennent. Recevoir, same thing. Ils reçoivent, take off our ENT to add our endings. Nous recevons, take off our ONS. So que je reçoive, que tu reçoives, qu'ils reçoivent, que nous recevions, que vous receviez, qu'ils reçoivent. So here we can see that it's not so much the subjunctive that's going to cause us difficulties, but it is trying to remember what are those present indicative conjugations to find our stem. Venir, que je vienne, que tu viennes, qu'il vienne, que nous venions, que vous veniez, qu'il vienne. In devoir, we have our I for our boot and our Y for nous, que je vois, que tu vois, qu'il voit, que nous voyons, que vous voyez, qu'il voit. And the dire, ils disent, nous disons. This is in group 3 regular RE verb, but we can see that actually the stems are the same. So que je dise, que tu dises, qu'ils disent, que nous disions, que vous disiez, qu'ils disent. But again, if you follow the same two steps every single time, you're going to be good to go. And finally, devoir, ils doivent. So it becomes que je doive, que tu doives, qu'ils doivent. But for nous and vous, que nous devions, que vous deviez. Et merci, et c'est tout. Yeah, so hopefully this helped you. I'm continuing on with that formation. We are going to have one more video for the subjunctive where we are going to go through the 9 irregular verbs. But until then, merci bien. Au revoir.